Here we are yet again, as we are every Wednesday, noon Eastern time. When you see us, you know what day it is and what time it is. You can set your watch or your calendar or whatever, your iPad or whatever by it. It is the High Noon Hemp Show. Of course, if you want the video on demand, it's easy to do. You can get it on Temptations Beach Facebook page. You may be watching there right now, or the YouTube. It could be the Jedi Hemp YouTube channel, or at Temptations on Twitter. With the podcast, you can do that as well. Search the High Noon Hemp Show on iHeartRadio, Google Play, and on Podbean as well. I am Stoner Jesus. He is Beach, high above the Temptations in Sharonville. Beach, how are things this week at the Hemp Quarters in the world of Temptations?
Good. They are good. They are fine. I think my prop mic isn't down though. I don't think you can hear me as well unless this is down. No. It's kind of again. We're in that lull. The weather is changing. Like literally today, we're going to go from cold to hot. It's true. It's Wednesday. It's high noon. We're all here for the High Noon Hemp Show. I am Beach. He is Stoner Jesus, and I am high above the Sharonville location as we usually broadcast live from the Planet Everywhere studios, located high above. Anyway, so let's just jump right into it. I don't really have anything. I usually, try to start with something local, but there's really not much not going on from last week, I suppose. And so we'll jump right into the product spotlight. 4 from the store, 1 from my door. This week, I don't have more. But the first one are these new Space Gods gummies. These are very popular since they've hit the shelves. I know I showed them when they came in and we only had a couple of flavors. We're now up to 5 flavors. It's the legal cannabis right there on the label, legal cannabis. And so enjoy some Space God legal cannabis, as that's all we do is sell legal cannabis at Temptations.
That's right.
Since 1995, folks, we've been selling legal cannabis at Temptations. Just got a fresh batch of CBD Daily shampoo and conditioner. This is one of my favorites. I think the price point is good just if it didn't have any CBD in it. And so I definitely feel like, I think the CBD in the hemp oil, definitely both good for the skin, the scalp. I don't know, and I can't say if it really would help with dandruff. You would think that hemp oil would help with dandruff. But dandruff is a finicky thing. You think it's caused by dryness, which I'm not necessarily sure that that's always true. There are, some all natural aspects to fighting dandruff. If you buy something that's anti-dandruff from off the shelf, then it's who knows what kind of chemicals are in there and what it's really doing. I don't know. I feel like that, people either have dandruff or you don't, from my understanding too. Like it just affects a lot of people. It doesn't, so it's a crazy thing that dandruff. I tend to not worry about my dandruff because guess what? I don't really care. Worrying about dandruff is something that I feel like, the market's made up. Like the dandruff shampoos were invented to make you feel bad about your dandruff. And up until then, no one really cared. But anyway, if you have any type of scalp issues or anything, I really do feel like the CBD Daily shampoo conditioner would be good for those. Either way. This next one are these candles. I haven't shown these for a long time, but these are candles, and they're actually, as you can see, 100% beeswax, but the wicks are lavender scented hemp wicks. And so, as it burns, you would get a little bit of that lavender from the wick, which is nice. And of course, hemp wicks have been around for a long time. I can only imagine it's probably some of the original wicks for candles were. And I used to do a little bit of research on that. We don't see any real statistics on that when you think about it, but I do feel like, um, hemp was used as a wick for a long time. We know that um, the famous Blackbeard used to put like kind of like little hemp wicks or so supposedly in his beard and light them on fire to scare people. Supposedly there's a rumor, and that was supposed to be hemp. And of course, all the ships all those days were that was all hemp rigging for the most part and all that. So of course, there's plenty of hemp laying around to try these things. No doubt about that. Um, and then the last the last man? I'm losing myself here. Thing from the stores. Now this is our selection of Primo Fiore tablecloths and pillowcases on that middle shelf there that's in Sharonville again. And so, if you're looking for a tablecloth maybe or some pillowcases or something, we have a decent selection of these here. I feel like I closed somebody out when I bought these at one point or another. There was somebody going out of business or something, and I bought all the rest of their stock when it came to this particular company's tablecloths and pillowcases and whatnot. So get into the Sharonville location for that, where we have the largest selection of the largest selection of hemp, I should say. Because we'd like to say it temptationally, and I am saying it, and still no one has been able to prove me wrong. We have the largest selection of hemp on the planet. You can't go anywhere else and get more hemp anywhere than you can at a Hemptations locations. And this last one, last but not least, the one from my door, as simple as it is something that, once again, I carry with me just about everywhere I go. I have one of these with me. I carry my cannabis flower, my CBD flower, my 100% legal cannabis flower in this little container. And so, they're perfect little screw top containers. And again, this is a hemp product that I use daily, as simple as it is. And I got rid of what used to be little metal tins that I used to carry. And so, it's a perfect little thing. And I feel like when it's screwed on tight, it doesn't seem to have much of an odor, but it's legal. So it doesn't matter if it has an odor or not,
Right.
one way or another, because I put my legal cannabis in there. And that's the way we do. So there you have it on the product spotlight. 4 from the store, 1 from my door. And like I said, I don't have any more this week. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's a new feature on the High Noon Hemp Show. No doubt about it.
Which, of course, brings us to the still not award winning. I'm really starting to lose hope. It's up to you people for this segment to win some sort of internet award. It's up to you people to find the award that it could possibly win, because I have no idea what that would be. Some sort of best internet segment of the year in entertainment. I don't know. We can make up our own award and give it to ourselves, but that would be sad. So we're not going to do that. In any case, is the Beachwear segment. I asked Beach a very important question, and he gives me an answer with the pictures. If you're watching the video version, if you're just watching on or listening on Podbean or the podcast, you won't get all of that. You just have to imagine it in your mind. So do your best. But if you are watching the video, we'll help you out with the picture itself. Plus, you're looking at Beach himself, and you share everything from the chest up as it is. It's time for the very important question. What are you wearing, Beach?
That's why my script kept throwing me off. I forgot to write it down. But guess what? Lucky for you guys, I put it all on today, just like I do every day when it comes to my hemp outfit. And if you're curious, what are you wearing, Beach? Now you will know. I was feeling quite maroon today. If you don't know, maroon is the way Bugs Bunny used to call people morons. And so I love to wear maroon, and I love to feel maroon. No, on my head, I have and I'm not sure who made the hat. I almost want to look, because the tag itself only says 100% hemp. That's it. That's all I got. 100% hemp on the tag. My jacket is, of course, one of my favorite hemp hoodlums. Underneath there, that T-shirt, it's like a zipper. It's actually like a zipper polo I guess you want to call it, look. This is a classic menastache, and I'm not positive how to pronounce that, but I feel like that's close. Could be stache. Uh, um, but again, I think I was talking about them, and they used to, make clothing, and my favorite backpack for years was Mana, and it could be Mana Stash. I'm gonna have to ask the actual person that came up with it. I feel like I looked it up years and years ago, and I believe it's a Native American word or term originally. And again, it was all mountain kind of gear and heavy. Like this shirt is like heavy thickness. This could even be 100% hemp. I didn't check the label before, and I should have looked, because as thick as this is, it could be actually. And you don't see a whole lot of 100% hemp stuff. We're seeing a little bit more lately. It's true. I've got my Orvis jeans down there, as you can see in my pocket, my Green Springs Technology Hemptations pen. Underneath it all, my I Love Bad briefs there. And then a pair of Kind. You can tell if you look closely, you can see the little black water droplet on the Kind socks right there to identify them as Kind hemp socks. And then a good old pair of Adidas. I think those were the original Samba versions. I think that's what they call that particular Adidas there. So there you have it. Head to toe every day today on the High Noon Hemp Show. What are you wearing, Beach? That's true. Someday, maybe. You can tell that I am in no way a model, so I will never win any modeling awards. I should get some modeling training, maybe, just to spruce it up a little bit. But I don't have I guess I have to yell at myself, like, come on, give it to me, and then go run up there because I take all the pictures. I'm motivated. Come on, talk to the camera, Beach, and then run up there and give a sultry hemp look.
Be our most viewed episode ever.
Most viewed episode ever. All right, I got to fix my hat. My hair is driving me crazy. That's what I get for taking my hat off in the middle of the show. It's just crazy. Why would I even attempt that? Okay. Now I feel better. All right. Well, let's get on to the news. It's funny this week. For the Facebook, I always throw something out right before the show where I'd watch it. Watch it on the Hemptations Beach Facebook page. You can also watch it on YouTube at the Jedi Hemp channel, which is where I watch it. So if you're watching there, we can chat. You can always write something in the comment box if you're watching at Hemptations Beach, and that pops up. Either way, but I teased this episode with the hemp versus chai, because for some reason this week in my hemp news feed, there was all kinds of stuff about hemp seed and chai seeds. And so I do have a picture here, as you can see, as to, the benefits of both, but it's interesting because they're both high in essential fatty acids. Hemp seed is higher in protein, whereas chai is more fiber if you're looking for fiber. And then, of course, we know that we can get phosphorus, and since chai seeds are high in phosphorus, we know we can get phosphorus from hemp seeds as well. But then it kind of lists there. It's like, it's not one. It shouldn't be one or the other. That's for sure. I think if you have both, but I think maybe I don't know if the chai industry is feeling threatened by the hemp industry, or the hemp industry is coming after the chai industry. But just another food. An education on how the nutritional value of hemp seed is versus any of the other top seeds or grains or whatever you may be doing. There was an article in Healthline online, and it was titled 12 Delicious Oatmeal Substitutes. And then they had a keto-friendly, 9 and 10 were keto-friendly, and sure enough, it was chai seeds was number 9, and hemp seeds was number 10. And so again, hemp and chai fighting it out in the keto-friendly oatmeal game, I suppose. But It was kind of interesting. They basically you just take your hemp seed, and I would use the whole hemp seed, obviously, or grind up whole the whole seed, either grind it up possibly, or use the hulled seed, which has no shell, um, which is what they've done in that picture there, and that's why they can say chai is better in fiber, because if they showed the actual whole hemp seed, then you get fiber from the outside of that seed. But making your hemp meal, I guess you would just call it hemp meal, um, is basically just unsweetened almond milk, stevia, almond butter, pecans, your hemp seeds, and you heat it and eat it, just kind of like you do oatmeal. And so, if you're trying to stay away from oats for any reason, of course, I would recommend organic oats to stay away from the GMO oats, GM oats that are out there. Either way, but there you have it. Once again, another hemp seed substitute, good for you. And then the last article. Uh, well, actually, this doesn't have anything to do with chai, actually, but the last food article, I should say, and I'm not even sure it is because I feel like there's more. That this article was actually coming out of India, and the article was titled "Edible Seeds You Should Not Discard." Okay, so these are some common, pumpkin seeds, and of course, I knew pumpkin seeds. I eat pumpkin seeds. Baked, slightly salted pumpkin seeds are 100% delicious, actually. Watermelon seeds was on the list, which I thought was interesting because, I feel like there's always a controversy with whether we should swallow our watermelon seeds. Um, no seed will take root in your stomach. I feel like that's what they used to tell us as kids: is don't swallow those seeds or you'll grow a watermelon in your stomach. No. Obviously, or apparently, watermelon seeds are very nutritional and have a lot of nutritional value as well. Anyway, hemp is on that list, as in, I don't know where they're growing hemp in India and discarding the hemp seeds like they don't want to eat them. But I do think that India is going through a hemp overall educational. I don't know. Again, the hemp food is known from like 5,000 years ago as being on one of India's. I think they called them super grasses back in the day. And it's kind of phased out of their diet, but it's coming back to their diet, as well as I think we're going to see more hemp fibers for clothing coming out of India, and cosmetics and things like that as well. And I'm really surprised there isn't more now, because as much hemp fiber that China produces, and India is in a constant battle. India is in a constant battle with China now to provide America with cheap goods. That's the truth of it. And I'm really kind of surprised. We don't have the agreements, obviously, with India that we must with China to bring in these cheap goods. But an Indian in India would tell you that it's proper if it was made in India, not so good if made in China. So there's some battling going on for cheap goods to be sold to Americans. That's the bottom line. And so I'd love to see India embracing industrial hemp, so they can start incorporating some of that stuff in here and then shipping it to the United States if that's where we choose to buy it from. This is kind of fun. I get a lot of feeds from Australia because they're this really controversial area of, I think, Sydney, actually. It's called the CBD. Trust me, all kinds of bad stuff happens here. It's like they're trying to get it cleaned up. Anyway, for once, I actually have something from Sydney that is related to hemp, and I think is really cool. This grocery store in Sydney, Australia, they're doing plastic-free bulk aisles. And of course, this isn't the first time we've seen bulk aisles. Maybe the first time we've seen plastic-free bulk aisles. Um, and I really love the idea of, I think there was a little grocery store that opened up in Cincinnati, and it was basically bring your own container, or we'll sell you a container that you can reuse, as often as you want in the stores. And then, we don't have any bags or boxes or unnecessary crap for you to take your groceries home. And so what they have done here, so they've gone to this plastic-free aisles, bulk aisles. And what I think was great is when they went to describe it, and I quote from the article, while customers can buy glass jars for $2.50 and fill them with hemp seeds, dark chocolates, et cetera, et cetera. And so hemp seeds was the first product that they used to describe what you could buy from this particular grocery store. And again, Australia is embracing hemp food in a huge way. And the entire country of Australia just legalized industrial hemp. I think you could grow it in parts of Australia, kind of like under states rules, or I don't know how they do that there. I don't know how Australia is really divided up. But the entire country, the government of Australia, however that works, just legalized industrial hemp growing, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago. It's not been very long. Maybe right around the time that the United States government legalized industrial hemp. It's very close. And again, I think they are doing, as a country, what they can, as a society, what they can to promote the use of hemp, in no matter what it is. Although I have not seen a whole lot of, if any, construction hempcrete stuff coming out of Australia. So that'll be kind of interesting to see when we see that, because we're starting to see that all over the world, for sure. I did add, if and I've said before, if you have the Flipboard app, if you like to pick what news you want to get in a really good form, I recommend the Flipboard app. You can pick whatever kind of news, so to speak. Like you want to know about paper, then you put paper in as one of the things you want to know about, and that'll be one of your news feeds. So I use Flipboard, obviously, to get a lot of stuff for my hemp. And I wanted to let everybody know that I flipped a One Green Planet article, 10 ways to use hemp seed in recipes. And they had 10 different, like totally different, like the one recipe was hemp milk, and they had 2 different hemp milk recipes in that recipe. And so it's a lot of different foods. One was a hero sauce. I can't pronounce how that's flaxseed or something. I forget what it's pronounced, but one of them was a hemp-based one of those. And so you can go to Flipboard. I have a Hemptations feed. You can put that in as one of the Flipboards you would like to get updates on. And whenever I update something into the Hemptations, then it'll go into there, and you can keep track that way, making it easier on you. All you got to really do is Google hemp seed recipes, and there is a plethora of recipes out there to incorporate hemp in your daily consumption in different forms. It's a good thing. Here's a non-hemp congratulations, and the only reason I want to do this is because I feel like the state of New York has been the first state to do something superly great when it comes to legalizing cannabis, period. Okay. They are beginning the licensing phase of retail THC Delta 9. I want to get that straight. But the first people, business owners that get a shot at this are those that are actually have offenses marijuana related. And so they're doing a 180 here, because a lot of places say if you have criminal offenses in any form, you can't get into the cannabis game, regardless. Even industrial hemp, some states have those laws. I believe the federal they were talking about, and I don't know if it was pushed through, that you can't have a federal conviction within the last 10 years, a drug federal conviction, and then grow industrial hemp. But here's New York saying, you know what? We were wrong. We are now going to profit from telling you were wrong, and the fact that we locked you up or whatever happened, we're going to give you the first priority to have a cannabis retail license. So non-hemp related, but thank you, New York, for doing the right thing and giving the people the opportunity to get the licenses first that deserve to get those first, and then let all the rich people come in and get their licenses, because that's what will happen next. Well, here's kind of fun. Now, this article was about the best duvet covers. I think I even have a picture of this duvet. But this was the best reversible duvet cover, available at the good old Crate and Barrel. How about that? And again, it's kind of interesting because it's reversible, and I don't know if it's like from side to side, but they say one side's cotton, one side's hemp, so you can kind of decide which one you want, I guess. But it's only described as hemp as what's in it, and so I'm kind of confused as to what they were talking about as they described it, because I really feel like this is just a hemp duvet cover, and it's reversible, so fun, and it comes in 5 colors even, so you have a color choice if you're looking to replace your duvet cover. Crate and Barrel.
Like those who like to sleep naked.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's what. That's funny, because I actually left that on there just because I'm sure some eyes would catch that, because it's true, and that's what they were saying is, if you, for some reason, if you do like to sleep naked, you've got that choice of the hemp on one side if you want to do the hemp, and then the cotton on the other side if you want to do the cotton. That was kind of why they were bringing it up, but I don't see cotton listed as an ingredient, so I don't know if they were confused or they didn't need to, convince people that sleep naked that hemp is just a bad choice. I don't, whatever. I don't know what that really means. A good choice. I'm not sure. But yes, it is the best reversible duvet cover and top for if you sleep naked for some reason.
There you go.
So there you have it. We got a little pic of this, a little cute little house. Check out this little cute little house on wheels. And I don't know if it stays on wheels. I think this company is going to sell these. And they are using, as they described, a cotton linen hemp insulation. And so it's kind of fun. Now, I do believe this is over actually in the UK, not here in the United States, possibly. And I also saw, which I think is crazy, maybe not, I don't know. I mean, they're really nice. I saw the interior, is that they're going for about $90,000. So I think if I was going to spend that much, I'd put more hemp in it. But it is a cute little house on wheels. And at least, it's insulated with hemp. And that's a good thing. No doubt about it. I see the Europeans use a lot more hemp insulation. And I don't even think that's these days. I think they're used to it, semi-used to it as an option, in all honesty. And so it doesn't surprise me that this was manufactured over in Europe, and that they're using hemp in it one way or another. All right, that's about it for the news. I got one more pick here to close it out. This is a clothing company called Richardson, and they are dropping a 100% hemp line. And so that's kind of exciting. I didn't see any prices. This clothing line was just released, I think, last week. And again, I think everything here, from my understanding, except for the shoes, is supposed to be made from 100% hemp. And so I think that is awesome. I don't know anything about Richardson as far as a clothing company goes. And so, but I know their 2022 line that they just released is, again, 100% hemp, which I think is great. They're not blending it with cotton or anything else. And I think, to me, I think my big interest is now. And I mean, the T-shirt looks just fine. Doesn't look thick. Looks like just regular kind of T-shirt consistency. That's the thing with 100% hemp, is it depends on how thin that fiber is, and then how it's woven. And again, obviously, we can weave it with silk, and so it's as smooth as silk or rough as burlap. And so, and that's the big thing with 100% clothing. It always has been. Any 100% fiber products, is that weave and the thickness and things like that. And so, being able to create a 100% hemp T-shirt that feels like a cotton T-shirt, because that's what people want. It's no different than making a vegan hamburger that has the consistency and taste of hamburger. You have to convince the people that are using the products already to switch over. And if you don't give them something comparable, then they're just going to keep eating what they're eating or wearing what they're wearing. And that's price, that's consistency, that's everything. And that's what, the hemp industry is. That's what we're trying to accomplish every day at this point, is making products that are, that replace whatever they're trying to replace, so that it's 95 to 100% the same product, but so much better. So much better, cleaner, better for the planet, better for the body, better for everything, better for everybody. It's a renewable resource. Everything that we make from hemp grows in no more than 5 to 6 months. Everything. And so, and again, especially when it comes to clothing or even the food products, very little, if any, herbicides or pesticides needed. And in fact, we know that there are none needed for the fiber and the grain. And so, with the new CBD industry, that's a whole different thing. But when growing for fiber or grain, or the stalk for the hempcrete, there is no herbicides or pesticides needed. And when it comes to clothing, as I'll say before, I don't like to belittle the competition, but when it comes to cotton, it's so easy, because I just tell you the truth, and that is the fact that there's a third of all the chemicals used on all the agricultural crops on the entire planet are used for cotton. And that's probably being kind as a number. And the amount of water, apparently, that it takes to make a cotton T-shirt is just absurd. I just can't even believe it. And so, do the environment a favor. Go out and get some Richardson 100% hemp clothing. Do it today. And then you can wake up tomorrow and be like, what am I wearing, Beach? Because that would be awesome. I would love to see someone send me a picture of them wearing hemp head to toe. Yeah. Anyone. Of course, it's easy. I know there's a couple people out there that would be like, no problem. Be like, yeah, any, that's what I do, Beach. So anyway, there you have it. That's all the hemp news that was fit to print on my paper this week. Event-wise, we got NOCO coming up. Zip Zam Boom, 23rd through the 25th. Again, it was out in Denver. It is now, oh my gosh, I remembered and then I forgot again. Of where it is. But it's at a big all-inclusive kind of resort now, as to being in the convention center, I think, is where they had moved it to in Denver. And I'm not real sure what happened there. But anyway, it's the best hemp event. And no matter what kind of information or products you're looking for, chances are you'll find them at NOCO, no doubt about it. April 20th through the 23rd, you've got the Asheville Hemp Fest at Square Park. April 23rd through the 24th, you got Pennsylvania Cannabis Festival in Kutztown, Pennsylvania. April 26th through the 27th, you also have the Pennsylvania Hemp Summit in Lancaster County, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And so I will try to get to my website, hemptations.com, on the second page, I try to put the events and some of the companies. Well, I mean, there are some stuff there listed. I need to update it at this point. So you can go there and remember if you need to. There you have it. It's just a short one today, just a little one. I was feeling it because my sinuses were killing me this morning. I was like, man, I almost canceled, but I have to cancel in a couple weeks. So we're taking off the first Wednesday in April this year. Just so put that on your schedule. Make sure everybody knows that whatever day that is, I think it's the 6th of April, possibly. We're going to take that day off.
Figure out what you're wearing that day, because the beach won't be here to help you.
That's right. I'm not going to be able to consult. I'll post what I'm wearing. It's going to be a hemp bathing suit.
There you go. Talk about getting views.
Because the beach is going to the beach.
Rolling in.
Holmes Beach. What up, Holmes? Going to Holmes Beach. So anyway, it'll still be hemp for me, but it'll be a lot less hemp. Maybe I'll post that picture that Wednesday just for all the true high noon hemp followers out there at noon. I'll just post a picture of me.
Break the internet.
We'll see what happens for sure. But other than that, folks, have a great day. And remember, reduce, reuse, recycle. Make everything else out of hemp. Having Hemptations.
See y'all next week.